The original plan was to try to get it to go along the table, but we really couldn't make that adaptation. Oops. And okay, back we go.
Door.
Let's hope this goes well. All right, you guys ready?
You guys are up.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hopefully we got a W out of that. We did.
Oh, nice.
Here comes our fireworks, so watch out.
Wow.
Okay, here comes round 2. And we got our second W with some more fireworks.
Remote control that's actually
This is programmed in.
computerized.
Right. On the very top of the robots is something called a brick. You can program it there. You could hook it up to a computer and program it that way. You can program it through your phone. So these guys work in many different capacities to get these computers to do what they wanted to do. And our very last trick of the evening, and this is the most difficult one, is to get the S. So keep our fingers crossed for this one. How do we do? Get there? And there's our version of an S.
All right, guys.
It's programmed right into the computer itself. Yeah, these guys wrote the programs, they made all the adjustments to them. We were going to try to get something to show you, but unfortunately we couldn't get it hooked up. Actually, Tim has something here. You can bring this around, you can see where they have the ability to adjust various parameters, the speed of the wheels, the length of time the wheels go, turn left, turn right, go forward, go backward. And that's just the beginning, because there's all kinds of sensors you can put on here, light detection sensors, sound sensors. So they're doing very, very basic things. And hopefully, as we get more and more sophisticated, they're going to get more and more sophisticated. And eventually, the goal is to eventually get them to competitions. There are competitions held throughout the state. But it's going to be a little while. We're just getting our feet wet here. So. Yes.
Do you have to program each robot individually, or are you able to create one like software and sync?
Each robot is done individually, and so these guys have to discuss. If theirs was going to be doing the same thing as someone else, they could transfer the program from one robot to another. But they have to write their own programs and make the adjustments. And I can't tell you how many times that they made adjustments to these things. And of course, they were doing really well on the linoleum in the department, and then we took them out on the carpet. It's like, uh-oh. So that's where we've been practicing after school quite a bit. You can see these guys out there almost any Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, and all these poor kids trying to get from one place to another, getting run over by robots. But that's just the way it is. Yes?
Guys, what's your next project?
Jim, you've been having to do something?
Our first one thing was to start off was getting them familiar with it and in doing this synchronizing, one, getting them to work as a group, as a team. Second part is they come with all different sensors. You'll see some of the robots have the glowing eyes on it. That's actually a distance sensor. So if they wanted to set it up to stop 10 centimeters before an object and turn around and do something at that object, it would do that. So right now, this was the most basic you could do with the programs themselves. After that comes to working with the sensors. And if you look up anything on YouTube as far as LEGO competitions go, you'll see there's different colors. There's a light sensor as far as reflectivity. of different sensors, follow that particular light sensor itself. There's a gyro, which makes it turn on specific angles and things like that. So right now, this was a big team building exercise as far as the total group part of it. We do miniature competitions on Thursdays, and then obviously our hope is to get involved with other schools doing it, have miniature competitions, and then, the sky's the limit with it as far as programming goes. The kids are very talented. They come with skills before we even teach them. They're really eager to do it. Some kids even have robots at home, things like that. But as much as you see this, and you see it on the computer, the first thing these kids grab before they even do anything is a meter stick and a stopwatch. Kuba's actually gone through, calculated the radius to figure out how far every turn of the wheel goes and things like that. So it's very basic things you think as far as math and arithmetic, but you turn into something as spectacular as what you saw tonight. So again, starting from the groundwork, building up to it, get to really understand how these machines actually function, and then get into competition. So that's it.
We've actually been offered an opportunity from Talcott Mountain Science Center to work with them. They have robots there, and they were talking about perhaps having a competition. So I'm not sure we're ready for that yet, but we'll see how that goes, because we are working with Talcott Mountain in another capacity starting near the end of the month. So there's a nice partnership that's developing that way.
I was asking how many weeks they've been able to do this?
This has been since the beginning of January, with snow days and things like that. We meet for an hour and a half after school, to 2 hours. And it was weird, we went away for January, Christmas break, came back, and we were like, all right, we're ready to go. And something went with some of the systems, so we started over again. So it's been a work in progress as far as tweaking things, especially with the music, which is really cool. I think you have to understand they knew the keynotes of music. They were able to use that on the program. Just A minor, B sharp, they could put that together as individual notes on the program so they could play that song. So it really wasn't just like a keyboard they put in, they had to know the musical background in order to put that together for the song.
Ms. Macri.
I just wanted to give you a little history, because Mr. Pelzar will not do his work. Last year when I came on, I knew we obviously needed to do something with STEM and to really keep our kids from going to magnet schools. So Mr. Pelzar and I went to visit a school in another district, and we saw this in action in the classroom. And I thought of a handful of students that I was the principal of that I knew would love it. And it's kind of funny because 2 of them are here, and I didn't pick them to be here. And I thought, how awesome would this be to give our kids this opportunity, because our kids deserve this opportunity. It's an expensive one, but it's well worth it. So we were so disappointed because we thought we were not going to be able to do this. So we looked for ways to be able to do this, and we made this come to fruition for this group of students. It's a pretty big group, and there's 4 kids that aren't even here. And we hired 2 amazing people to do this, and this is what our kids are getting out of it. And this is just the beginning of what we want to do for STEM in our district so that our students don't leave, because they have incredible potential and we want to keep it right here in our city. So you guys did an awesome job, and I'm just so excited that it was really money well spent, and the time and effort that Mr. Pelzar and Mr. Walczak and Mr. Novak have put into this has been tremendous. And I think I went in and spoke to the kids and asked them if it was well worth it. I said, is it worth my money? And they said, absolutely. So good job, nice job.
I don't want to leave out Mr. Novak. He's the guy standing over there. He's the other coach of this team, and he has not gotten enough credit. He works very, very hard with the kids. And thank you, Todd.
Thanks.
You guys are both doing a great job.
We're so happy to be able to offer 3 new science programs after school. This is one of them, the Robotics Club. But we also are offering our Rocket Club, which is also the advisor of, and they meet on Mondays after school. And as Mr. Pelzar said, we're sending 20 students for the first time to Talcott Mountain Science Center. So we're thrilled to offer those 3 new science programs after school this year.
And on Saturdays.
Yeah.
The kids were going on Saturdays too, so.
Yeah, the Talcott Mountain Science Center program, there's 3 different programs. There's one for elementary school. It's called Healthy Minds, Healthy Bodies. You can take 25 kids from snow school